Matt Lucas's ex-husband, I think they were the first couple to marry as a gay couple, but they separated sometime after. He committed suicide, which was, certainly a tabloid sort of story. On that day, we got a phone call through to the news desk from a member of the public saying he had information about Luke McGee, that was the gentleman's name. And this call was passed to me, and I noted down what he was saying, which were quite sort of sensational claims about that he'd spent a lot of money on alcohol and drugs in the lead up to his death, millions of pounds he'd sort of blown. And I sort of said to him, well, can we meet up? He said he was out of town. I said, what proof can you give? How do I know that you're not just sort of making this up? And he said, well, I can't meet you. You just have to take my word for it. That sort of thing. And I was sort of, I'll pass it on to the news desk because that's what you do. So I sort of wrote down what he'd said. I passed it on to the news desk, and they said, write it up. And I said, well, should I need to meet the man first? We don't know that, and it was just write it up. And so there was a front page story about him spending a lot of money on drugs before his death. I think that there was certainly the consideration that the man's dead, therefore you can't really libel him.
But there was litigation over the
story. There was that was breach of privacy, I think, from Matt Lucas himself. But it wasn't. But you see, it wasn't actually Luke McGee's family. Luke McGee being dead. You can say pretty much what you want about him because he's dead, and that was the sort of slightly callous perspective that was taken. And I'd like to apologise to Luke McGee's family, because I'm not I accept responsibility for the fact no one held a gun to my head and made me write that and the next day another hurtful story too, and I feel very very ashamed.